What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about low ticket offers. So let's get something straight right from the start. Many people believe that high ticket offers is where the real wealth is made, but this belief is honestly a lie. Someone has told you that if you're not charging $3 to $5 grand a client, you're doing it wrong. But what if I told you we made $180,000 a month selling offers between $27 and $47 without any Zoom calls, chasing in the DMs, or dealing with bad closers? It sounds pretty impossible, right? And that's because most of the industry has been built on a single assumption. Price equals profit. And that assumption is what's keeping creators underpaid, okay? Every guru out there obsesses over value ladders and high ticket ascension models, like starting low, moving them up, and then dropping the 5K mastermind. But what if you didn't have to move anyone? What if the product itself could do the heavy lifting? Acquire, ascend, and retain all at once. Well, that's the whole foundation of low ticket offers. It's about creating offers that sell every day because they respect how humans actually behave online. Now, here's a brutal truth. High ticket models assume your buyer has infinite time, energy, and emotional bandwidth. But buyers in 2025 are running empty. They're flooded with options, info, and dopamine hits every 10 seconds. So when you pitch a 5K transformation that takes 12 weeks to complete, it feels like you're selling homework to them. And people don't want homework. They want momentum. And low ticket works because it compresses time to value. It gives the buyer a win so fast that belief compounds before skepticism can kick back in. So that's the game we play. Shorter loops, faster belief, and scalable consumption. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, yeah, but low ticket has low margins. And honestly, that's only true if your product model is not working. See, the profit in low ticket doesn't come from the price per sale. It comes from the velocity of trust. When 1,000 people give you $27 in a week, it shows their belief. Each transformation is a small vote of confidence. And this exact support helps you create your next layer of offers. Okay, high ticket tries to make a living off of 10 believers. Low ticket builds armies of them. Now, let me show you how this works. Every market online runs on 3 currencies: time, energy, and money, right? And most creators only respect the money portion. But if your product needs too much time or energy from the customer, the sale just won't happen, no matter the price. So we flip the equation. Instead of asking, how do I justify the $3,000 price tag, we ask, how can I get someone a visible win in under an hour? And this question changes everything. Your product design, your marketing, and delivery now match how people behave. But when we built our first $27 offer, we didn't think about profit at all. We thought about completion, right? The goal was, how can we make someone feel progress within 10 minutes of buying? First, we cut out the fluff. Second, we shortened the modules in the course and made the first step super easy. And the result of all of this, 80% of buyers consume the product within 24 hours, okay? Now that single metric consumption rate became our North Star. And when people use what they buy, refunds go down as well. Testimonials increase and trust builds. Now, here's a little visual for you. Imagine 2 funnels on a whiteboard, okay? The first one is wide at the top and narrow at the bottom. That's the high ticket attention. You pour traffic in and 99% leaks out before the sales call. Now, draw a second funnel flipped upside down. Narrow at the top, wide at the bottom. That's low ticket consumption. You start with a small frictionless commitment, $27 easy click, fast win. Then as they move down, belief expands. And that's why we scale consumption and not clicks. So if I could show you a graph right now, it'd look like this. Okay, a line starting flat, that's the market belief level. Then a tiny $27 hits and the line jumps. Every fast win creates a new upward tick. And when you stack enough of those ticks, your brand gains trust, making it inevitable that it will succeed. Now, that's the compounding effect, okay? Many high ticket sellers miss this because their customers often don't even begin. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Low ticket doesn't replace high ticket, it actually feeds it. Now, your low ticket offers become the front end acquisition engine. They pre-qualify, indoctrinate, and warm your audience while paying for the traffic that used to cost you money. So instead of buying leads, you generate them and get paid. That's why we call this free traffic scaling. Now, most creators copy low ticket funnels, but they forget one key rule. Your delivery system must match your promise speed. If your promise is fast results, but your delivery takes 2 weeks, belief dies in the middle. The key is speed of realization. Your product should deliver emotional proof before logic ever kicks in. And once the customer feels it works, logic comes in to justify it later. And that's how you build momentum at scale. But we found something really interesting. Okay? If a customer sees a quick win, even a small one, in the first hour, their chances of buying again jumps by more than 300%. Now, you might be asking why? Because the brain associates consumption with their identity. If they finish your product, they see themselves as someone who follows through, right? That self-image fuels their retention. So when people ask, how do you make money selling low-ticket offers? That's the answer: identity stacking. You know, you're not just selling them info, you're selling them a better version of the buyer, a transformation, right? So now that we've broken down why low ticket offers work, let's talk about the how. Because it's one thing to believe in the idea, but it's another thing to build the system that pays you every single day without a single sales call. Now think about this. 3 key systems fuel every successful low ticket ecosystem: the offer engine, the consumption loop, and the ascension path. And when you connect these 3, money stops being the problem and attention velocity does. So I'm gonna break them down one by one. Now, most people create offers backwards. They start with what they want to sell instead of what the market can finish. And the secret of the offer engine is this: a product isn't valuable because it's long. It's valuable because it's finishable, right? Now, every low ticket offer we've launched started from a single sentence: what result can I make someone feel in less than an hour? And that single sentence keeps the scope small and the value very dense, right? If you give people a mountain to climb, they'll quit. But if you give them one clear hill, they'll finish. And finishing is where belief is born. So instead of 10 module courses, we built micro transformations, 30-minute workshops, plug and play templates, one-page playbooks. This is fast, practical, and finishable. Then we added one more layer: reoccurrence. Every product connects to the next through curiosity. When someone completes offer A, they naturally ask about offer B. This is how the system grows on its own. The offers are pulling the buyers forward toward the next logical step. Now, let's talk about the part almost nobody measures: consumption. Okay, you can have the best copy and still fail if people don't use what they buy, because usage is belief and belief is repeatable sales. So here's a quick visual model. Draw a circle on the whiteboard, right? Label the top as purchase, the right side as consumption, the bottom as result, and the left as testimonial. That circle is the consumption loop, all right? When someone buys, they must immediately be guided into using the product, right? The faster they consume, the faster they see a result, the faster they talk about it. And their testimonial drives the next purchase. Now, most creators' loops break between consumption and result, right? They ship the product and kind of leave, right? But we design ways to give people little dopamine boosts that keep them motivated. And here are a couple examples of them: a progress bar that rewards completion, a quick win challenge inside of the lesson, a built-in share prompt, post your results below. These are what I call belief multipliers, okay? Every action a customer takes after buying adds to their identity of, I'm someone who finishes, right? And identity, not information, is what scales a brand. Okay? The third system is where it gets really spicy. It's called the ascension path. Think of it like a staircase built out of proof. Each step is a slightly bigger promise that still fits inside the customer's energy budget, right? Step 1 would be a $27 quick win. Step 2, a $47 implementation. Step 3, $97 optimization. And step 4, $497 mentorship. Now, notice how the jumps aren't about price exactly. They're about proximity. Okay, each level brings the customer closer to your worldview, right? The psychology is very simple. Momentum compounds belief, right? And by the time they join your higher ticket programs, they're already fans, right? They've made money, they've seen real results, and they trust the system because they've experienced it. Now, let me paint a picture so you can see this. On the screen, imagine 3 gears turning together. The first gear is the offer engine. It spins fast, generating volume, right? The second gear is called the consumption loop. This is a bit larger. This gear captures volume and turns it into belief. And the third gear, the biggest, is the ascension path, powered entirely by the motion of the first 2. Okay, if one gear stops, the whole machine locks up. But when they're synced, every new customer feeds momentum back into the system. That's what allows low ticket to scale infinitely without collapsing under ad spend or delivery fatigue. When I first started with my client, we only had one product, right? A mini $27 training. And it solved one clear pain point: building an audience that buys, right? And after the first 1,000 sales, we noticed a pattern. 80% of buyers asked, okay, now how do I automate this? So we built the second offer, a $47 automation playbook. Then 40% of those buyers wanted help packaging their own offer. That became our $97 workshop. Now, we really didn't plan any of this, right? The audience literally wrote the ascension path for us, through their behavior. And that's the beauty of data-driven low ticket. Now here's where the numbers get fun. Let's say your first $27 product converts at just 2% on cold traffic. So every 1,000 visitors is 20 sales, times 27 is $540 revenue. You reinvest $300 into reach, pocket $240, and collect 20 new believers. Now, those 20 people each buy your $47 follow-up at 50% uptake, say 10 sales. So 10 sales times $47 is $470. You've now doubled your revenue without any extra ad spend, right? And by the time you roll into your $97 product, the stack is self-funding. That's why we call it belief-based scaling. Each tier pays for the next wave of attention. Now, the online market isn't the same as it was 3 years ago. We're not really selling to desperate people anymore. We're selling to overstimulated people, all right? They don't want bigger promises, they want shorter ones that actually deliver. Because they value the speed of proof over depth of the theory. And that's why low ticket wins. It respects the new attention economy, right? People no longer binge content, they binge progress, right? So your job as a creator is to package progress into a price point they can't overthink. Now, here's the deepest layer. We're no longer competing on information, we're competing on identity. And when someone buys your $27 offer and completes it, they're upgrading who they believe they are, right? And that same identity creates a gravitational pull, right? They'll look for more ways to stay in your world because it reinforces their new self-image. And that's the invisible glue behind our $180,000 a month ecosystem. We stack transformations. So now you understand the mechanics of the offer engine, the consumption loop, and the ascension path. But here's the thing. Systems don't make you rich, philosophy does. Because it's not enough to have the system. You have to believe in the way it works when the noise around you gets loud. Right? Every time you tell someone you're scaling low ticket, they'll look at you like you're playing in the kiddie pool, right? They'll say, you can't really make real money selling products under $100. Or, that model only works if you have a huge audience. And every time they're proving one thing, they still think price, not velocity. See, high ticket teaches you to chase big checks, and low ticket teaches you to create motion, and motion is undefeated. While they wait for their next $5,000 client, we gather thousands of small proofs of trust daily, right? The energy in our ecosystem never stops moving. It compounds. That's the mindset. So stop chasing the money and start compounding movement. Now let's go even deeper. The key difference between high ticket and low ticket items isn't just the price. It's about how quickly you see value, right? High ticket promises a transformation that takes months to deliver, while low ticket gives a micro transformation that happens in minutes. Time to value is everything. The faster someone experiences value, the faster they believe and the more they buy. And that belief loop becomes your moat, because anyone can copy your copy. Anyone can clone your offer, but no one can replicate the speed at which your ecosystem builds belief. And that's why we compete on momentum. Now, here's the part no one really talks about. Trust is not binary, it's cumulative. It doesn't jump from 0 to 1,000 because of one big sale. It stacks one micro result at a time. So when you sell many small products that work, you boost cash flow and gain market certainty. And that certainty becomes your real brand equity. Now consider this. Who do you trust more? The person who sold you a $5,000 product you didn't finish, or the one whose $27 training helped you earn $200 last week? Exactly, the second one, every single time. Okay, now let's talk about the market reality in 2025. Okay, attention spans are collapsing. Every scroll is another dopamine spike. So if your product doesn't deliver value faster than the next notification, you lose. So the game now isn't attention generation, it's attention compression, right? Compress the time between click and reward, between belief and behavior, between buy and result, okay? That same compression makes low ticket unbeatable because it respects reality rather than resisting it, okay? When you compress time to value, your offer becomes frictionless, okay? Almost addictive, right? And that's how belief scales through shorter time frames. Now, here's something that took me years to understand. A sale isn't real when someone buys, it's real when they act, okay? Behavior confirms the decision, right? And that's why I measure success by what customers do after they buy, not before. If someone pays 27 bucks and implements one step, they're now emotionally invested. They're part of the story. And when people act, they stay. That's how you build a movement, by giving something people they can actually do today that changes them. Now, let's talk about something that you won't hear in any marketing course, okay? Energy. Low ticket done right scales energy flow. Each time someone uses your product, they send a wave of belief into your ecosystem, right? That same energy turns into testimonials, tweets, DMs, and referrals, right? And it's all 100% organic and effortless. So while the high ticket guys are drained from chasing clients, you're gonna be energized from watching wins multiply in real time. And that's the secret nobody wants to admit. Low ticket is lighter, it's scalable because it's sustainable, and it doesn't eat you alive to maintain. You don't need to sell your soul on sales calls. You just keep building value loops that run on proof instead of pressure. Now, here's where everything clicks. Low ticket isn't the end game. It's the foundation of your offers. It builds your audience's trust so much that when you launch higher ticket programs, they'll sell out immediately without needing any ads, because by then they're buying identity continuation. They've already decided that they grow when they stay in your world. So that's what true brand gravity feels like. That's when scaling becomes effortless. Now, let's visualize the whole thing on the board here. At the bottom, offer engine, tiny, fast wins. Above that, the consumption loop. So this is people using and sharing. Above that, ascension path, gradual upgrades and wrapping around all of it like a circle of energy. The trust loop, every completed purchase fueling the next, that's the trust loop. Now, every completed purchase is fueling the next. That's the full low ticket ecosystem, a self-sustaining flywheel of proof, okay? So here's what I want you to do. Forget about price for a second. Pull up your current offer and ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1, how fast can I make someone feel a result? 2, how can I design this so they actually finish it? And 3, what's the next natural question they have after finishing? And can I answer that with my next offer? If you can answer those 3 questions, you already have the blueprint for your low ticket offer. Now let me leave you with this. High ticket used to be the dream because it looked like freedom. Okay, but what's the point of freedom if it depends on chasing 10 clients a month, right? With low ticket done right, gives you autonomy. You build it once, you sell forever, and you help thousands of people you'll never meet. And you do it in a way that compounds, not consumes your energy. Because the truth is, you just need faster proof to make bigger money. But anyways, guys, that's it for today. If you have enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're looking to scale your coaching, consulting, or course selling business, please check the link in the description and please book a call with me. Thanks.